He bought an abandoned house, then froze at what he saw inside. The morning sun painted the New York City skyline in shades of gold. From the 50th floor of a shiny glass skyscraper, Ethan Marshall, a successful real estate tycoon, stood by his office window, sipping black coffee. His desk was covered with maps and building plans from his latest deal in downtown Manhattan. Ethan was always on the hunt for the next big project, and his sharp instincts had made him one of the richest men in the city. His phone buzzed, interrupting his thoughts. "Ethan, you gotta check this out," said Jake Thompson, his trusted real estate scout, his voice buzzing with excitement. "There's an old mansion upstate that just went up for sale. It's a total gem." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "An old mansion? Sounds like a dusty money trap." "No way." Jake laughed. "It's from the 1800s. With carved wood, stained glass windows, and a huge garden that's gone wild. The owners are desperate to sell cheap. This is your kind of project." Ethan turned back to the city view. His curiosity piqued. "Send me pictures. Now." Minutes later, his phone pinged with photos. Ethan's breath caught. The mansion was massive, wrapped in ivy, with broken windows and peeling paint. But even through the decay, he could see its beauty: tall columns, arched doorways, and a grand structure that seemed to whisper stories of the past. Something about it pulled at him. This wasn't just a house. It was a mystery waiting to be solved. "I'm going to see it today," Ethan said firmly. "Get the car ready." The black SUV sped out of the city, leaving behind the noise of honking taxis and crowded streets. As they drove into upstate New York, the world changed. Skyscrapers gave way to quiet roads lined with trees, their leaves turning red and gold in the fall breeze. Ethan leaned back, watching the scenery. His gut told him this mansion was special, and his gut was rarely wrong. When they arrived, the mansion stood like a forgotten castle. Its stone walls were cracked, and vines climbed up to the rooftop. A rusty weather vane squeaked in the wind, and the air felt chilly, almost heavy. Jake was waiting by the iron gate, grinning. "Ready to step into the past?" he asked. Ethan didn't answer. His eyes were fixed on the mansion's upper windows. For a moment, he thought he saw something move, a shadow. "Maybe. Did you see that?" he asked. Jake shrugged. "Probably birds. Old places like this are full of them. Come on, let's go inside." Ethan wasn't convinced, but he followed Jake through the creaky front door. The inside was like stepping into another world. Dust floated in the air, catching the sunlight that slipped through broken windows. The floors were made of smooth marble, though cracked in places. A huge chandelier hung from the ceiling, its bronze arms covered in cobwebs. The walls had detailed wood carvings of flowers and vines, faded but still beautiful. Ethan's architect, Michael Reed, joined them and started inspecting the walls. "This place is solid," Michael said, tapping a beam. "The bones are good, but the wiring's ancient. It'll need a full overhaul." As they walked toward the grand staircase, a loud thud came from upstairs. Ethan stopped, his heart skipping a beat. Jake chuckled nervously. "Probably raccoons. These old houses attract all kinds of critters." "Can we check upstairs?" Ethan asked, his voice calm but firm. Jake hesitated. "Yeah, sure. Just watch your step. Some floorboards might be loose." The staircase groaned under their feet. Each step sent up clouds of dust that danced in the dim light. Upstairs, the hallway stretched long and dark, lined with closed doors. Ethan pushed one open to find a bedroom with tattered curtains and a cracked mirror. Another room held a child's rocking horse, its paint chipped and one eye missing. The air smelled of old wood and time. Ethan felt like the house was watching them, holding its secrets close. At the end of the hall was a narrow door, slightly open. It led to the attic. Ethan's pulse quickened as he pushed it wider. The attic was dark, with only a few rays of sunlight poking through holes in the roof. Old trunks and furniture were piled everywhere, covered in dusty sheets. But then Ethan froze. There, in the dust on the floor, were footprints, small ones, fresh ones. He crouched down, his fingers brushing the marks. Nearby was a folded blanket, an empty candy wrapper, and a tiny flashlight. Someone had been here recently. "Hello?" Ethan called softly. His voice echoed in the silence. No answer. He pulled out his phone, turned on the flashlight, and followed the footprints. They led to a corner of the attic, where a pile of crates and curtains blocked the view. Ethan heard a faint rustle. Then a quick movement. His heart pounded as he slowly pulled back a dusty curtain. There, curled against the wall, was a little girl. She looked about 10 years old, with pale skin and wide, scared eyes. Her clothes were dirty, and she clutched a bundle of cloth tightly to her chest. The bundle moved slightly, letting out a soft whimper. Ethan's breath caught. It was a baby. "Hey," Ethan said gently, kneeling down. "I'm not here to hurt you. I promise." The girl didn't speak. Her eyes flicked to the door, like she was ready to bolt. Ethan set his phone down, letting the light shine softly. "My name's Ethan. What's yours?" She hesitated, then whispered, "Lily." "And who's that you're holding?" he asked, nodding at the bundle. "My baby brother, Sam," she said, her voice barely audible. Ethan's chest tightened. "Where are your parents, Lily?" Lily's lips trembled. "Mom said she'd come back. But she hasn't. It's been 2 weeks." Ethan glanced at the baby. Sam's tiny face was pale. His eyes half closed. He looked weak, like he hadn't eaten enough. "You can't stay here," Ethan said softly. "It's cold and not safe. I want to take you somewhere warm. Okay?" Lily's eyes filled with tears. "Are you going to take us away?" "No," Ethan said, his voice steady. "I'm going to help you. I promise." Lily stared at him for a long moment. Then, slowly, she reached out with one hand, still holding Sam tightly with the other. Ethan took her hand gently, helping her stand. Her small fingers were cold and trembling. Step by step, they left the attic, the mansion's shadows seeming to follow them. Jake and Michael were waiting downstairs, their jaws dropping when they saw Lily and the baby. "What the?" Jake started. But Ethan shot him a look that said, "Not now." Outside, the air was crisp, and the sun was starting to set. Ethan guided Lily to his SUV and opened the back door. She climbed in carefully, cradling Sam. As Ethan started the engine, he glanced at her in the rearview mirror. Her eyes were wide, scanning the mansion as if she was afraid someone might come after them. "Are you hungry?" he asked. Lily nodded slightly. Ethan reached into the glove compartment and pulled out a granola bar and a water bottle. "It's not much, but we'll get real food soon," he said. Lily didn't eat right away. First, she unwrapped Sam's blanket, checking his face and smoothing his tiny forehead. Only then did she take a small bite of the bar. Ethan watched, amazed at how careful she was. Like a little mother, they drove in silence, the country roads winding through fields and forests. Ethan's mind raced. Who would leave 2 kids in an abandoned house? And why? They stopped at a small diner just off the highway. The neon sign buzzed, and the smell of pancakes and coffee filled the air. Ethan led Lily inside, choosing a quiet booth in the corner. She slid in, still holding Sam like he was her lifeline. A waitress approached, her eyes lingering on Lily's dirty clothes and the baby. Ethan gave her a firm look, and she nodded, saying nothing. They ordered pancakes, eggs, and warm milk for Sam. While they waited, Ethan leaned forward. "Lily, I know this is tough, but can you tell me about your mom?" Lily stared at the table, her fingers tracing the edge of a napkin. "She said she had to go somewhere important. She told me to stay in the attic and keep Sam safe. She said she'd be back in a couple of days." "Did she say where she was going?" Ethan asked gently. Lily shook her head. "She just said it was dangerous. That if anyone came, I should hide and be quiet." Ethan's stomach twisted. Dangerous? Hiding? This wasn't just a mom abandoning her kids. Something bigger was going on. The food arrived, and Lily ate slowly, breaking off tiny pieces of pancake to chew while watching Sam. The baby whimpered, and Ethan realized he needed formula and diapers, things they didn't have. After they ate, Ethan stepped outside to call his assistant. Claire, I need you to set up the guest room at my place. And send someone to buy baby stuff, formula, diapers, clothes, bottles, everything for a 1-month-old. I'm bringing 2 kids home." "2 kids?" Claire asked, confused. "Who?" "No questions," Ethan said. "Just do it. Fast." Back in the car, Lily's eyes grew heavy, and she dozed off with Sam nestled against her. The city lights appeared as they neared Manhattan. Ethan's thoughts churned. If Lily's mom was in trouble, bringing the kids into the open could be risky. What secrets was that mansion hiding? At his penthouse, Claire met them at the private elevator. Her eyes widened when she saw Lily and Sam. But she kept quiet. "The guest room's ready," she whispered. Baby supplies will be here soon. Thanks, Ethan said. The penthouse was warm and modern, with huge windows showing the twinkling lights of the Hudson River. Lily stepped inside, her bare feet sinking into the soft carpet. She looked around like she'd walked into a fairy tale. Ethan opened the door to a cozy guest room. "This is for you and Sam," he said. "There's a crib, fresh clothes, and a bathroom. You're safe here." Lily looked up at him, her voice small. "Why are you helping us?" Ethan paused, then smiled softly. "Because no kid should be alone. And I couldn't leave you there." Tears shimmered in Lily's eyes, but she blinked them away. "Thank you," she whispered, closing the door. Ethan turned to Claire. "Start looking into missing persons reports upstate. Focus on single moms. I need to know who their mother is and why she left them." Claire nodded. On it. That night, Ethan sat in his office, staring at a photo he'd taken of Lily feeding Sam with a bottle Claire had rushed to buy. The image stuck with him, Lily's careful hands, Sam's tiny fingers. This wasn't just about saving two kids. It felt like the start of something bigger. Then he remembered something. He opened his laptop and pulled up the mansion's photos Jake had sent. One image made his heart stop. In the attic window, barely visible, was a figure, a shadow. It wasn't Lily. Someone else had been watching. The next morning, Ethan was at his desk, coffee in hand, when Claire walked in with a folder. Her face was serious. "I found her," she said. "Lily's mom. Her name's Sarah Miller, a former journalist. She vanished 3 weeks ago while working on a big story about a drug company hiding dangerous side effects in a kid's medicine." Ethan set his cup down. "What kind of story?" Claire opened the folder. She was digging into sealed court files and whistleblower reports about a top executive. Daniel Hayes. He's been accused of covering up bad test results. Sarah disappeared right after she got those files. Ethan leaned back, his mind racing. So she was trying to take down a billion-dollar company. That's why she hid Lily and Sam in the mansion, a place no one would look. "We need to find her," Claire said. "If she's still out there, she's in danger." Ethan nodded. "Keep digging, and don't tell anyone about this yet." That night, Lily couldn't sleep. She wandered into the living room, holding Sam, and found Ethan watching the news. She sat beside him quietly. "Did you find my mom?" she asked. "Not yet," Ethan said gently, "but we're trying, I promise." Lily hugged Sam tighter. She said she'd come back. "I want to believe her." "I think she does too," Ethan said. "Sometimes moms have to do tough things to keep their kids safe." Lily nodded, fighting tears. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Ethan froze. Only Claire knew the elevator code. He checked the security camera and saw a woman, pale, soaked from the rain, her eyes wild with fear. His heart raced. It was Sarah. Ethan opened the door, and Sarah stumbled inside, gasping. "Where are they?" she cried. "They're safe," Ethan said quickly. "They're here." Sarah's knees buckled, and she sobbed. "I saw your name on the mansion sale papers. I didn't know where else to go." Before Ethan could respond, Lily's voice called out, "Mom?" Sarah turned. Lily stood in the hallway, wearing an oversized t-shirt, holding Sam. For a moment, they just stared. Then Lily ran forward, and Sarah dropped to her knees, pulling her daughter into a tight hug. "I waited," Lily sobbed. "I did what you said." "I know, sweetheart," Sarah cried. "I came back. I never stopped trying." Ethan stepped back, his throat tight. The reunion was raw and beautiful, filled with tears and whispers. Later, over cups of hot soup, Sarah explained everything. She'd been investigating Daniel Hayes' company, which had hidden dangerous side effects of a children's drug. She'd copied the proof onto a tiny USB drive and sewn it into Sam's blanket. "No one would suspect a baby," she said. "It was the safest place." Ethan was stunned. "That's why you ran." "They found out I had the files," Sarah said. "They started following me. I hid Lily and Sam in the mansion because it was empty. I thought I'd be back in a day. But it got too dangerous." "We'll protect you now," Ethan said. "I have lawyers, contacts. We can get the truth out." Over the next week, Ethan worked non-stop. He called a trusted lawyer and a retired FBI agent he knew. Sarah's evidence was explosive: emails, test results, proof of bribes to officials. The story hit the news like a storm. Drug company hid deadly risks. Whistleblower mom fought back. Daniel Hayes was arrested, and the government launched a full investigation. Sarah was offered protection and cleared of any charges. One sunny morning, Ethan took Lily and Sam to a park near his penthouse. Sarah sat on a bench, watching her kids with a peaceful smile. Lily ran to the swings, laughing for the first time in weeks. "Mom said I can play today," she called to Ethan. He grinned. "That's because she knows you're safe now." Lily looked at him, her eyes serious. "Will you still visit us?" Ethan knelt beside her. "If you want me to. I'll be around." She smiled. "You're like a hero from a storybook." Ethan laughed. "Then this is our happy ending." That evening, Sarah, Lily, Sam, and Ethan sat on the penthouse balcony, watching the city lights. Sarah turned to Ethan. "I don't know how to thank you." "You don't have to," Ethan said. "Just raise those kids to be as brave as you." Sarah squeezed his hand, and they sat in silence. The stars shining above, the danger was gone, and a new chapter was beginning, one filled with hope and family.